Hello and welcome to this very special elections update. And of course, if you are just joining, you are watching Turnout News Network, where we are going to give you elections update across Cameroon. The 2025 presidential election in Cameroon, vote counting is on the way. As I'm talking to you right now, across the nation in Cameroon, vote counting is on the way across several polling stations, centers, wards, and cells across Cameroon. Now, today Cameroon went to the poll to vote for their choice presidential candidate. Now, among the 12 presidential candidates, there are frontline candidates that actually made the headlines. Now, in where I was actually stationed, in Cameroon's commercial capital, Duala, voting was relatively peaceful, and there were no major incidents recorded in my area in Bonamusa around the Kotofengu Dombange. But I will give you a summary of what transpired across Cameroon today as voters went to the poll to vote. Now, if you are seeing me smiling, it means that the 2025 presidential election is different from what happened in 2018 presidential election. As of what we have now, or what we are seeing, there are about two main candidates for this 2025 presidential election. You have candidate Paul Biya and candidate Issa Chiruma Bakari. And Bello Buba Maigari, Cabra Libi, Joshua Nambangi Osi, these are the front-line candidates of the 2025 Cameroon's presidential election. Vote counting is on the way across all of the 10 regions. For context, Cameroon has over 33,000 polling stations. Of the over 33,000 polling stations, please, those of you watching us, post your result in your center if you actually voted or you actually experienced the vote counting at the comment section. Let us know what is transpiring in your center or what transpired in your center. And I'll also tell you what transpired in my center. I covered Adnal. But let me start with Boya in the southwest region of Cameroon. In Boya, voting there was actually relatively peaceful. Historically, since the advent of the Anglophone crisis, elections actually went on in Munya. Munya used to be a hot zone of the Anglophone crisis. And voters actually went to Munya. They casted their ballot for their choice presidential candidate. And the choice candidate that, according to what was published at Munya, what was published at the different polling station in Munya, Munya had 1, 2, 3, 4. So the candidate, you know, actually some of you have seen the result in Munya. It is actually very, very telling. So Munya people actually voted effectively. You move to Bomaka actually voted. Now, you see, this election is different from 2018, and the result will be shocking to so many people who never believed in change in Cameroon. The result will be actually shocking because in 2018, the Northwest and Southwest region did not have effective participation for the presidential election in Cameroon. That is why the ruling party, CPDM, was able to secure a total amount of 2.8 million votes. CPDM had about 2.8 million votes. If I'm not mistaken, it should be around 2.8 or 2.5. No, 2.5 million votes. CPDM had 2.5 million votes. Now, the vote that the CPDM had, President Paul Biya's party had in 2018, was because at the time, Issa Chiruma Bakari, Bello Buba, who are his main ally, actually backed President Paul Biya up in 2018. So they backed President Paul Biya up in 2018, and President Paul Biya could receive that amount of vote, 2,500,000 or so. But this year, since President Paul Biya, and secondly, the ruling party benefited from the fact that the Anglophone crisis was at its peak. The Anglophone crisis was at its peak. So the Northwest and the Southwest region, the Northwest region has a good number of voters and the Southwest region. Basically, opposition parties could not compete in those areas. They could not even have substantial amount of vote that they could add to their tally to beef up other center that they needed to vote. Now, when you look at all this, therefore, you cannot tell you that the result this year will be actually surprising, because Northwest and Southwest have effective voting in some centers. Some centers had effective voting. If you are watching us in Cameroon and you actually went to the poll to vote and you witnessed your election, please leave a comment. Let us know what transpired in your polling unit. Let us know how the people voted in your polling unit, the figures in your polling unit. Let us know what happened in your polling unit. I see somebody, Samia Kingsley says, Atanganji go catch you. What have I saying that warrant me to be arrested? Now, when you see this kind of comment, these are the kind of comment that people come to just discourage people from doing their job. I'm doing my job. Write whatever I want to write. That is your business. As I am explaining how the 2025 presidential election transpired across Cameroon. Now, in that area of the North and Southwest region, voting went on successfully and effectively this time. Bomaka in the Southwest region experienced good number of votes, and the turnout, salute Larry, and the turnout was kind of very favorable for the party that you know. Now, Moliko, people actually went out to vote effectively in Moliko. In Bakwere town, people went out to vote effectively in Bakwere town. They went out to vote. In see that message in Bamenda, Biawon, all the villages. I hope it's Romo. I cannot actually confirm what you have said, but it could be true. Now, in Bakwere town, the same thing. Bakwere town voting went on successfully. I am live from Buya. As you are watching, let us know what were the results in your polling unit. Let us know what is the result in your polling unit. Now, in Bakwere town, voters voted. Thousands of people voted in Bakwere town. And the images that I watched actually was... The images that I watched in Bakwere town were very, very, very encouraging, because hundreds of people, as they voted, they did not go. They stood and they said they wanted their vote to be counted, and their votes were counted before their eyes, and they took pictures. So in some other areas in Buya, voting went on successfully. So if you compare the voter turnout, because I am from the television, after I went back to the office, I came back to the TV, and I had to get the correspondence of my Media Prime TV across the 10 regions of Cameroon, and especially in the Northwest and in the Southwest region. They told me that the voter turnout this year in the Northwest and Southwest region is 10 times bigger and higher than the turnout that occurred in 2018. So this time, the idea that a single party will win all the North and Southwest region is going to be very, very, very different. Now, away from Northwest and Southwest region, let me come to Duala. In Duala, the election was relatively peaceful, in fact, peaceful in most areas, if not 90-something% peaceful. Voters voted. It was a calm atmosphere. Nobody was intimidated, though there were some few hitches, but nobody was intimidated as to what to do or what not to do. So they went, they casted their ballot peacefully, and they stood. What is remarkable in this year's election is that people who had never voted in Duala actually decided that this year they will vote. And they said they will vote. And so, as they said they will vote, they went and voted. Now, what was also remarkable in some polling stations is that as voters came without their voting card, some had registered, but their voters card had not been given to them. Some spent their time trying to get their voters card at Elections Cameroon. Please, if you are watching us, let us know at the comment section how your polling unit went, what happened. So, they came with their ID card. They just had to show their ID card, and they will go to the list of eligible voters, and they will check their names there. And I want to applaud the Elecam that coordinated the election in Nal. Now it is in Cameroon's commercial capital, Duala. It is around the Bonamousadou neighborhood. This is what happened at my polling unit Chuma won big. Please give us the figures. Don't just say this person won, this person won. Give us the figures. So in NAL, I want to appreciate the Elecam officials in NAL because they did a very good job. When I mean good job is that there were people who came who did not have their voters card, who had misplaced their receipt, and what happened was that the chief of center personally took out time, went to Elecam website, searched for their name. As they saw their name, they permitted them to go and vote. This is laudable because in other centers, they will not have that time. In other centers, they will not have that time to actually check. So I want to wish and I congratulate those who actually carry out in the election in NAL that they did a very good job because other centers were migrated in this election. Now, let me go to what happened in Dogbasi. There was a bit of hicks in Dogbasi where a young man was actually caught who wanted to spoil the process. He was caught and the forces of law and order actually did a good job today in Duala. The forces of law and order were there to just monitor and to make sure that nobody was actually there to do chaos or actually intimidate people not to vote. They were relatively peaceful. So the forces of law and order so far in Duala were relatively peaceful. Good news, Likumba in Tiko was successful. Result as follows: 672 for that 52 for that. Thank you very much. Please, if you are watching us, give us your result. Let us know what is happening in your polling unit and in your area. You can actually participate in this program by leaving a message and let us know how it went. So, in Dogbasi, a young man was caught. And what is remarkable in Lokpom, in the Duala neighborhood, in a neighborhood in Duala, an elderly woman went to the pool. She collected her ballot. This woman, age, collected the ballot. She actually came to drop her vote. She prayed that God give us change. You can see how Mama, who is old, she has enjoyed most of her life, but she came and said, God, give us change in this country. And when I saw that Mama, it was kind of touching that despite her age, she could come and say, okay, let God give us victory. And our polling unit, to deliver our polling unit, God bless her, the party that she wanted won. Some of you are expecting me to call parties. I will not call parties here. Put it at the comment section. I'm just giving you what transpired at the different polling units across Cameroon because I had the privilege to talk to some of our correspondents across Cameroon. Now, let us also go to Lycée Bonamusari. There was also Lycée Bonamusari. There was also voting there, and he went on history. But there is something that also happened. This person said Kaifo Obili made Dominion Bill Nursery and Primary School the vote. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So let us know your polling unit, what went right, what went wrong. This one say they should send the result so that let me publish them today. There's Akumbu. So what also happened in Yaoundé today is that there are some key areas. No, before I go to Yaoundé, let me go to Limbe. Limbe is shocking, very shocking. And I'm shocked that some of those who actually spend huge amount of money will be shocked by the results. Some of you must have seen the provisionary trends that were published indicating which party probably had dominated or had carried over the day in Limbe. But I want to tell you that according to Cameroon Constitution, it is Elections Cameroon that has the legitimacy, not Elections Cameroon, the Constitutional Council that has the legitimacy to actually determine or announce, no, not to determine, sorry, to announce the winner of the election. If you look at what happened in Yaoundé today, the President of the Republic voted today in Yaoundé. As he's voted today in Yaoundé, Professor Maurice Kamto also voted. Professor Kamto was spotted voting, and he also said he has come to vote. Now, in Garoua, that is where Garoua now, something which is happening in Garoua is what we pray that it doesn't happen in other side, because there was tension in Garoua. That is the seat of Minister Issa Chiruma Bakari. You must have seen some of the images there. After Minister Issa Chiruma voted, they said tension actually occurred in Garoua, and as tension occurred in Garoua, force of law and order in an event of restoring order. What happened? One thing led to another. So there's a bit of violence which were recorded in Garoua. A bit of violence recorded in Garoua as voters vote. We are yet to understand the real issue on the ground, because as of now, as of the time that I left the studio, I finished with the program, I'm getting here. We are getting information that the Garoua is tense because vote counting, how it is in Garoua, and we pray for the best. We pray for peace. And whether we like it or not, peace is what we need. Now, this is how elections results are declared in Cameroon. This is the process. It begins at the polling unit. Once voters go to the polling unit in Cameroon to vote, a voting center may have 4 units or 5 units. What happens is that, please, I hope Tango is watching the match very well. He should not make mistake. Now, what happens is that once you go and cast your ballot, after voting comes to an end, the ballot are counted. They must match the number of voters who registered and those who actually turn out to vote. For example, if at the voting list, because when you vote, you come and thumbprint and you sign, right? Small support, GS Bolifamba, Isa Churuma, that. Okay, let us know how the provisional results in your area went. The provisional result, the one that were published on the board, what you saw on the board. Now, so once it is counted, they are placed on the board. The figures are placed on the board for the public to see. Once the figures are placed on the board for the public to see, the public now get the result and they fill it in what is called the procès verbal. The procès verbal in English is known as a tallying sheet. Once you write the result there, they now finish. Each party representative receive their copy of the result and the copy of the result has a stamp, electoral stamp. They take to their headquarters. Now, from their headquarters, there's what we call subdivisional coalition. The subdivisional coalition, they're voting at the different units. Let's say in a particular neighborhood that has 5 voting centers, all the voting tally sheets are carried now, go to the subdivisional tallying center. At the subdivisional tallying center, they tally the vote of the different candidates. Let's say they take President Paul Biya, they tally all his vote in that subdivision. They take Cabral Libi, tally all his vote. Joshua Osi tally all his vote. Issa Bakari Churuma, they tally all his vote. Once they finish from there, they're now taken out to the divisional centers, because the divisions, all the subdivisions will come now with the result. All the subdivisions will come now with the result, and now at the divisional center, they will tally the result divisionally, meaning that they will add all the subdivisions. Each candidate, Joshua Osi, they will add all his results in the different subdivisions in that area. Let's say Boya, Fako division will add all the results of the different subdivision, Boyoka subdivision, Boya subdivision, Tiko subdivision. They will add all Cabral Libi result, all Joshua Osi result. They add all. Now, since Fako division, Southwest has different division. He has Fako, he has Meme, he has Dian division, he has Libya Alem division. He has about 6 divisions. So now the next stage will now be the regional tallying. The regional tallying, that is all the people from Fako division will come together. All the people from Fako, the summarized result of Fako division will be brought to the regional headquarters in Boya, or signed to the regional headquarters in Boya. And each process has their party representative. Each process has a representative of the party that cross-check to make sure that what was sent at the subdivisional level is what actually is at the divisional level. So once they finish from the regional level now, they will tally all the results from the different subdivisions of each candidate. They will tally. Once they tally, they will have a sum total now of all they'll add the sum total of all the votes of the candidate for that region. for that region. So they'll add all in that region. Once that is done, it means that they will now know that, okay, from all the divisions they have added, now they know each candidate has his or her vote number in that region. And that is why each party, every party also has that same structure, such that it enables them to track their vote. That's why a party can tell you that this is the amount of vote we had, because they have the way of tracking their vote. Once each subdivision, each region finish with their total tallying, they will go now to what is called the national coalition. The national coalition means that they'll say Southwest bring your result, Northwest bring your result. All this at the national tally, each party is still represented. Each party is still represented at that national level. Now, at that national level, once they finish the national level, that's to have the sum total of all the results from the candidate. Then once that is done, each party representative certify. After they finish certifying, the results are sent to the Constitutional Council. Once they send to the Constitutional Council, the Constitutional Council will now set a date for the official proclamation. But before the official proclamation, the Constitutional Council has it in mind that there may have been some irregularities, or some people are not pleased with whatever happened. So those who are not pleased with whatever happened have the right now to do what is called a petition. So you write a petition at the Constitutional Council. Once everybody submit a petition, there's a deadline for everybody to submit their petition. Once their petitions are all submitted, the Constitutional Council set a date for hearing. Once the date for hearing, the Constitutional Council listen now to all the petitions from the different representatives. They will start now ruling on the petition. Let's say they will take SDF. Anthony Tata, I am giving you an information. You are telling me that, am I sure of what I'm saying? How can I be giving you information? You are asking me if I'm sure of what I'm saying. No, you who are sure, tell us what is happening. Now, once the Constitutional Council listen to all the petition, they now start rule. Oh, what you are saying, you are correct. Thank you very much, Kang. Once the Constitutional Council listen to all the petition, they now give their ruling. And they say, okay, on the case against this and Elekam, after having listening to this, that, the Constitutional Council admit or dismiss the case. If they dismiss the case, it means that you can no longer appeal that case again anywhere. It's like the priest of the Roman Catholic Church. When the priest of the Roman Catholic Church says, go in peace, the mass is over, thanking God for your life, amen, amen. It means that you can no longer appeal. So they take case by case by case. And according to the Constitution, such a matter is broadcast live for the public because it's of public interest. This is to avoid issues where people will think that fraud is about to happen at the Constitutional Council. So that after you must have listened to the Constitutional Council, read all the ruling, and if they find all the appeal irrevocable, non-funded, once they find it irrevocable, non-funded, that is they cannot, that is, they dismiss the petition, that it cannot stand, lack of evidence, and blah blah blah. After they are finished with all the petition, the Constitutional Council now set a definite date to read all the results and declare the winner. Once they read the result, they will start reading the result, because they will be giving the result from all the departmental level, all the result, department, all the departmental level. They will read all the result. Subdivisional level, divisional level, all they will read the result. They will take each region, they read the result. Each region, they read the result. Each region, they read the result. Once they have read the result, they will now take what is called the final tally sheet. The final tally sheet is a summary. The final tally sheet is a summary of all the results. So they will take the final tally sheet of all the results. They will now say, okay, so and so candidate, Bia Paul, Cabral Libi, this party, Now, that is why Ahmed dollar splash. To answer your question, that is why the Cameroon constitution has a 2 weeks maximum before elections results are declared. Meaning that it is not that it must be done in 2 weeks. It's the constitution states that once the results and everything is completed, if the highest duration should be 2 weeks. If after 2 weeks the results have not been declared, then it is unconstitutional. So it means that it can still be done on Monday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday, or on Saturday, or next week. It depends on all this process that I've elaborated. Now, the next phase is that once they have read the result, they now declare that so and so person, c'est le gagnant. You cannot contest that result again. The only thing a party can do is to take their matter to God and pray, or they will now wait for next election, because it is the final declaration. Now, don't get confused between the difference between the Constitutional Council and the Supreme Court. The Constitutional Council, are they reading those cookies? The Constitutional Council handle issues pertaining to election and election result. The Supreme Court handle issues which are not election related. So you cannot take a ruling, you cannot take a case of election to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court will declare itself ineligible to hear the matter. So the matter will be brought before Judge Clement Atangana, alongside with the members. See, if I am actually touching your life by giving you this explanation, please, if you feel you can support my news agency, even if it is Momo, I will see if you can ask my Momo number. I give you, you at least promote and support our channel, because it's not been easy to get to the coverage and the rest. So since this is not TikTok where you can actually gift, you can actually Momo if you feel like to support my news agency. No amount of money is small to support what we are doing as far as our news update is concerned. No amount of money is small, no amount of money is so big. And since we are on Sunday, you can still pay your tithe. So you can pay your tithe. Let it not be that they give you money, you hide them. So the number is 676 43 13 84. 676 43 13 84. At some point, the different parties are not represented. No, this is what happened. Don't get confused. Cameroon election has what is called, like any other election, has what is called the battleground state. The battleground state are those areas where highest voter registrations were recorded. You're right. Please give me a minute. So there's what we call the battleground state. Now, these battleground states are the areas where Cameroon elections, where voters actually are plenty. So what political parties in Cameroon, what political parties in Cameroon do is that they send your momo. Okay, masenam na so where is
Yes,
676 43 134. So I don't know if you have seen it. So what they do is that political parties don't waste their time to cover areas that they know they don't have the numbers. And that is why Elecam has actually published the list of voters. Elecam has published a list of voters. The idea about Elecam publishing the list of voters is that you should know each polling unit has this amount of somebody's calling me. Each polling unit has this amount of voters, has this amount of potential voters. That is why a party that is serious will not go and waste their time to actually send polling agent in area where they already know that it is 1,000 people who registered in this area. So if you already know that 1,000 people registered in this area, what you simply need to do is that you are supposed to just don't send your representative in that area, because you know that it has only 1,000 people. You understand? So today's election is kind of very, very, very nice. It has been friendly all through, and the different parties will already have their result. And the thing is, if a party has representative across all the 33,000 polling units, by this evening, they should have their result. By this evening, they should have their result. Because all the results, please, you guys should support this brother. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. At least this election, I've been trying my best to give update back to back. What about Egyptian players on the voter list? Ghost, thank you very much on TikTok. Thank you for your gift. Thank you very much. Ghost, thank you. So what happens is that I'll be coming to the people of TikTok to really explain what happened. I've been explaining this on Facebook, and I'm rounding out Facebook. So those of you on Facebook, if you want to support me, it is 676-431384, or you check any of our posts on Facebook, you will see our numbers there. So what happened is that political parties in presidential election in Cameroon, sir, in the polling station where I was, PV were not given to the party representative. Is that correct? No, it is not correct. If they were not given, they are supposed to snap the copy. Each party must have a PV, and they must snap that PV. They must snap the PV. Each party representative must have it possess verbal, and they must snap it. They must snap it. So if they don't have it, I don't know what happened, what is happening. If they don't have it, then there's a problem. But the issue is, I hear people talking about Cotton Sport of Garoua playing Real Madrid. The issue there is that the conveyor of that message did not tell us whether it is the Cotton Sport in interquarter competition that is playing whether it is the Real Madrid in interquarter competition that is playing the Cotton Sport first division. Now, because this is what happened. Thank you, Mancham, for your gift. Oh, my brother Mancham, thank you very much on TikTok. I'll be coming to explain. Now, during interquarter competition, teams, local teams, quarters, the different quarter decide to have their name. Some will pick Real Madrid, some will pick Barcelona. Like we have Dr. Monono interquarter competition in Munya. So, at one point in time, our team in Bakery Street picked the name Real Madrid. So we picked the name Real Madrid and we played. So when you come to the board, you see Real Madrid is playing John G FC. Real Madrid is playing John G FC. Since Real Madrid is playing John G FC, you will see if Real Madrid wins, many people may think that it is a Real Madrid of Spain. So the person who told you people that Cotton Sport versus Real Madrid, probably the person did not tell you whether it is that Real Madrid in interquarter football competition playing first division league Cotton Sport, or it is a Real Madrid itself.
Mr. Tower Jarvis.
Yes, I'll be coming to you 1 minute. Let me just run on Facebook. So, the Real Madrid, that probably the conveyor of that message was talking about, maybe it's that Real Madrid that was that interquarter Real Madrid. Because if those of you are Cameroonians, you know this very well, that in interquarter football competition, like in my village way, in last football interquarter competition, we had a team that was called Barcelona FC. We had a team that was called Inter Milan. So imagine Barcelona FC playing Inter Milan. When I say that in a taxi, some people may think that it is that Barcelona FC that they know and Inter Milan FC. But it is the Barcelona FC of Way Village. So it can be the Real Madrid of Way Village. It can be the Real Madrid of Duala Football Club trying to play Cotton Sport, which is the first division. And that could be the reason. You understand? So I want to believe that the conveyor of that message probably did not explain the kind of Real Madrid. If it is actually the original Real Madrid, What happened? We have seen places where Manchester United was beaten by an underdog team. Manchester United was beaten by a third division team. And Coton Sport is a first division team in Cameroon. Coton Sport also has a status of Real Madrid in Spain, meaning that the player for Coton Sport are being bought to play in Real Madrid. So what's the difference? If the player for Coton Sport can play World Cup, let me ask you, Cameroon, Brazil. Cameroon played against Brazil. What happened was that the player that gave the goal for Abubakar to score against Brazil was a player coming from a Division 1. Not even, was a player coming from Division 1. And he dribbled top Brazilian players and gave a long cross. As he gave a long cross, Abubakar just netted it. It's like you saying that that player who is from first division cannot play a World Cup and dribble Brazilian players. And it happened. Cameroon went to the 90s in World Cup. What happened? Cameroon succeeded in 90s in the World Cup. So at the end of the day, the conveyor of that message, maybe Real Madrid probably is using by Team B. Oh, my boss Mkwine is here. We always say, I am proud of you. This is the man that made me to become a perfect, well-trained journalist. On Facebook, he has written, if those of you who have seen that comment, please respect that Oga. That's the man that gave me the platform, trained me on editing, graphic design, you can name the rest. And the heat of the crisis, he kept on saying that, be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. Jarvis, I don't tell you, I don't tell you. Jarvis, I don't tell you, be careful. So, I want to thank you, Mr. Kwine, Chamba Bobe. I know I'll find time some other time to really come and appreciate you. You are very few in the media world and the entertainment industry, very few. I must be very honest. Thank you very much. So the Real Madrid team that actually played, it could still be that it is a Team C Real Madrid that they used. It could be Real Madrid of Kwakwa. It could be Real Madrid of Nake. At the end of the day, it is the 90 minutes that tells who wins the match. So, let's be honest. Official results will be released by Elecam. And I want to thank all those of you on Facebook who have actually taken your time. Good evening, my brother. Good evening. Those on TikTok, I'll be coming on TikTok. African Giant. Just 2 minutes. I'll be coming on TikTok. 2 minutes, please. Don't. So, I want to thank all of you. So, as it stands now, the diaspora voted, and you have seen the outcome. And like I said, I will not explain the detail about results because we are here to give you analysis as to what happened the whole of today. Today's vote actually is a massive message that the people of Cameroon have actually sent. And the people of the Northwest and Southwest region, I am very, very, very proud. Proud because these are the people who never voted in 2016. These are the people who were told that if they vote, their vote will not count. Today they turn out massively, and it was a referendum that they have actually given. We wait for the official result. But whatever happened, please, 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 let us do our best to stay peaceful and relatively peaceful, because at the end of the day, the hero is he who survived and not he who bash. Please, if you are watching me on Facebook, since Facebook does not take gifts at the moment, you can give me through Momo. You can support me. For the people on TikTok, I'll be coming to update you now fully. The people on TikTok, I'll come to update fully. You can Momo. Don't forget. If you want to Momo me, don't think about the charges. You cannot be supporting a news network and you are sending with charges. I will generate the charges. Don't sell with charges. I will generate the charges. So this is 9 o'clock on Facebook. The number if you want to send is 676431384. 676431384. For the number, let me go to Facebook so you will have more followers. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much. To all those of you who have participated on Facebook, I want to thank you very much. And our news update, we will continue to keep trend on the elections updates. We'll be coming live to give you trend. Tomorrow I'll give you trend as to what transpired. We are still gathering. And as we are gathering, I'll come and give you a trend on what actually has been happening. So thank you very much for those in Facebook. And let me move now to TikTok. and let us have this conversation. Hello, Jarvis. We appreciate what you have been doing, and we only hope the scores of the match will be respected. My brother Marvin Bar, as it is now, sometimes to steal this one will be